All right. Hello, and welcome to another Facebook Live. Today, I'm going to talk about how we can use planning as a tool to quit sugar, or if you prefer, you can use it as a tool to follow a specific diet plan, whatever that diet plan might be. Doesn't really matter. But often we're struggling with following any plans that we're making, and I'm going to tell you exactly why that is. I think if you have listened to my previous Facebook Lives or watched my videos, you'll probably have a clue what I'm going to say about that. So most of us that are struggling with cravings have planned many times for what we're going to eat and how much we're going to eat of something, and that tomorrow I'm not going to eat any sugar, or we are justifying buying a chocolate bar, and then we're saying I'm just going to eat half today and I'm going to eat the other half tomorrow, and then you're ending up eating the whole chocolate bar. Or if you weren't going to eat any sugar today, your brain will just tell you that it's no big deal, you can have some sugar today and then you can not have sugar tomorrow. And what is happening here is obviously that you're giving in to your cravings, but it's a constant battle between the brains. So it's your lower brain, your reptilian brain, that is telling you that you need to eat sugar because it's a good thing. It gives you a huge dopamine hit, and that's what we need to survive. And that's why we need to do this. So everything that gives you a big dopamine hit is something that you will want to keep doing. That's what your lower brain is telling you. Now, your prefrontal cortex, or your higher brain, is the planning part of your brain. It will have a totally different opinion because it doesn't want you to eat sugar because maybe it gives you migraines, maybe it makes you feel bloated, makes you feel tired. It might be that you're overweight. Whatever your reason is for not wanting to eat sugar, you're still incapable of following your plan, no matter how much you want to, according to your higher brain, that is. So you have cognitive dissonance, or two competing beliefs. You believe that you want to quit sugar, but then your lower brain actually believes that no, that's not a good idea. We're not going to quit sugar here because that is dangerous. We are eating sugar now and that is working. We're alive, all is well, and that's what I want to keep doing. Okay? So we need to, in order to be able to follow our plans, we need to develop a habit of following we have planned to do. So a habit of using our prefrontal cortex. We need to let it be in charge as much as possible. I think I mentioned before, a lot of behaviors that we repeat a lot will be delegated to the lower brain and put on autopilot because it's something that we have learned and we want to keep using this skill, but we don't want to waste brain power on doing so. So one example I've used in the past is that we're brushing our teeth. Very few of us are thinking about what we're actually doing when we're brushing our teeth because we've done it so many times. If you swap hands and start brushing your teeth with the other hand, you're going to be all over the place with your toothbrush because you haven't learned how to do this. It's not an autopilot, and you need to engage your higher brain again and relearn this behavior with the other hand. And it's the same with the cravings. When we feel a certain way, when we have a certain thought that will stimulate the craving, we will often just give in because this is what we have taught ourselves to do. So it's all a habit that we're having, if you like. So now we need to develop a new habit, and that habit is to follow our higher brain, our prefrontal cortex, what we have planned to do. And I'm sure you all have someone who's really good at this, and you think they're really disciplined and they got everything sorted out in their lives. This might be true, but they might have an area of their life where this does not apply. Having said that, though, when you are really good at following your prefrontal cortex and what you have planned to do, this will apply to every area in your life. It's so much easier to adapt that behavior all around because you're used to actually using your prefrontal cortex and following through. So if you've listened to my previous videos, you probably heard me say something along the lines that you don't have to feel deprived, you don't have to quit sugar. All you have to do is use your brain and plan. So if I'm planning on not having sugar tomorrow, it's all good. I'm not going to have sugar tomorrow. But when tomorrow comes, I get a craving, and I get really strong cravings and I really want it. What I can do is just, then I'm like, okay, what do I crave? I want chocolate ice cream. Okay, I crave chocolate ice cream. I'm not going to have it today. God, I got a really nose today. I'm not going to have it today, but I can have it tomorrow. That way I do not feel deprived. It's still in my life, but not right now, because I want my higher brain to be in charge, okay? So I can always plan on having it tomorrow. We're going to take this a step further, which means that we're going to apply this to everything that we eat in a day. So we decide what you're going to eat tomorrow, how many meals you're going to have, what time you're going to have them. You like to plan how much you're going to eat of everything, in what order, and so on. So you can take this as far as you want. The further you take it, the more planning you do, the more control of the situation you get. So if you know that you're going to eat chicken drumsticks for dinner or whatever, and you are very likely to overeat on these, and you don't want to because you want to lose weight, then you can decide that I'm only going to have 2 drumsticks or 3 drumsticks or whatever. That's fine. If you're cool with food and you know it's not going to be a problem, it's not going to be an overeating issue, I don't need to limit how much I'm eating, and you're just going to eat the right amount anyway, there's no reason for you to plan exactly how much you're going to eat. I don't eat the same amount every day. Some days I'm hungrier than other days, and especially if I'm exercising, if I'm doing heavy lifting or weights stuff, then I get more hungry and I just eat a bit more. And food is not my problem. I don't really overeat on food. I was trying to think if I ever do. It might have happened if it's something, you know, a buffet or something. You go out, you have some different tastes and consistency, something sweet. You want to try it all, and then you found 2 things that were really awesome, and you want to eat more of them, even though you are full. Okay, in that case, maybe I'm going to overeat. If I once in a while want to overeat, and that's fine, I'll just allow myself to do that, but I plan for it. Most of the time, I probably won't want myself to overeat, and in that case, I say, okay, this is how much you can have of this, and no more, and I follow that plan. So just think about how many decisions we're making about food every day. So I was thinking about that this morning, and I made a little list of things that might be going on in your head, and some of them are going on in my head. I usually don't eat breakfast, but so it could be something like, what am I going to eat for breakfast? Where I'm going to eat it? Will I have time to eat it before work? And what am I going to eat for lunch? Where do I get my lunch from? Is that a healthy lunch? What feels like eating? This is a good one. What do I feel like eating is a question that will engage your lower brain and get it to tell you exactly what you want to eat. And it will always tell you that you want to eat something that gives it a high dopamine hit, most likely. Where do I buy my lunch? Is that healthy? What do I feel like eating? Oh, I said that one. Should I eat more? Should I eat less? Are there too many carbs in this meal? Am I getting enough protein in this meal? What should I eat for dinner? Should I have dessert after dinner? Do I have time to cook dinner? Should I just pick something up on the way home? Same category as the previous one. This question is asking, do I really have time to do this? Your lower brain's, do I really feel for eating that? No, we probably don't have time. Let's pick some fast food up. It's probably going to be the answer a lot of the time. questions like, what is quick? I'm too tired. Again, we're usually coming back to some sort of fast food or something that is not necessarily what we want to eat a lot of the time. Do I have any snacks in case I'm getting hungry? Is there anything to snack off in front of the TV? Do I want to snack in front of the TV? And so on. I could just go on, but that would get a little bit boring. But there are a lot of decisions that we're making which are related to food every single day. So this is actually what is going on in our brains, and we might not always be aware of these thoughts because we're so used to having them and we're not really paying attention to them. But if you start becoming aware, you will see that they are there. So when you're planning something the day before, you are eliminating all these decisions if you're honoring your decision to follow your plan. What I have done a lot in the past is probably I have no clue what I'm eating, and that's fine. So I don't generally have a problem with it. Although sometimes if I will get really, really hungry and I didn't have anything sorted, I would most likely go in, buy something quick, and it will most likely not be the best kind of food that you can find. And then there would be maybe in the past, many years ago now, I might have gone in and thought, okay, what do I need? Oh, I'll get a rice pudding. That's not too bad. It's some protein and some rice, and that's not too bad. But it's actually pretty terrible. It's full of sugar, and I knew that. Just trying to justify it rather than preparing something that I could, so that I didn't have to get into this situation. So it's going to be really easy for you to plan if you are not a person who is snacking. And I don't recommend snacking. The problem with snacking is that every time you snack, it will raise your insulin levels, and you get used to eating pretty much all the time. And we kind of want to get out of that. 2 or 3 times per day, maximum, in my opinion. I'm eating, at the moment, I'm only eating 1 meal a day. I'm eating quite a large meal, and I might have my main dinner and then have something else after. So I might spread it out over 2 hours, and that's fine. Now the sun comes out just because I have a white background and you're not going to be able to see me, but anyway. So that's how I'm eating right now. Sometimes I'm eating something around lunchtime and then I'm having my dinner. So I'm pending between 1 and 2 meals per day. It totally depends on where I'm at. But I don't recommend you to have more than 3 meals per day, because you want to have that break in between your meals to let your body digest and just, get back to baseline, have a healthy insulin response and all that sort of thing that is going on physiologically. So if you're not snacking, it's going to be really easy. You just have breakfast, lunch, dinner, or whatever it is. And the day before, you know what food you have at home, or you have just been shopping it or whatever. You know exactly what you're going to eat. You just decide what you're going to eat. If you're eating out at lunch, you might know what sort of restaurants are in the area. And if you don't, then just figure it out, go check the menus out, and decide what you're going to have the day before. We don't want any surprises, because we want to train our prefrontal cortex to be in charge. However, expect your lower brain to come up with all sorts of bullshit about why you can't follow your plan. So it might be that you didn't sleep well last night, cool, and now you're very, very hungry, you're feeling peckish, and your brain just wants you to go and eat whatever it sees and whatever you can get your hand on. But what I want to tell you here is that this is the perfect time for you to have a plan, because you're tired. You do not want to make these decisions right now. You just want an easy solution, and you can just go and pick up whatever it was that you decided to eat. If you're still hungry, just know that you decided how much you were going to eat. If you did, or if you didn't, then you can just eat more, obviously. But you've decided how much you're going to eat, and this is the perfect amount for you to eat, because you decided that this is what is actually good for you. and you know that there will be more food today, you're not going to starve to death, it's all good. So you can just stick with that plan. You don't have to start arguing with your lower brain about whether this is a good idea or not, or whether you need to go and buy some cupcakes after because you're still not satisfied. Or no, you already decided. Just follow the plan and be done with it, rather than just engaging in this discussion. Sometimes things come up, especially if we're at work and you get delayed, you couldn't have your lunch when you were supposed to have lunch on your lunch break. And now you're running out of time. So first of all, you're late. Maybe the lunch restaurant that you were going to eat at has closed, so you don't have a lunch. And if you know that this is a possibility, it might happen, you need to have a plan B. So what you can do is that you can create a list of all the food options in the area where you can go and get a lunch that will fit your food plan. So you just know what places there are and what type of food they have and what sort of dishes are okay to go to that will not, make you go off plan, or if you're trying to lose weight, have healthy food, whatever that is to you. So just create a list of the options that you know and where you can quickly get some food, and that way hopefully you will not just listen to your lower brain and end up at the vending machine at work. What I also want to offer you is that it is not dangerous to skip a meal. You can skip a meal and it's fine. Now, I am a fan of intermittent fasting. I'm a fan of fasting. It makes me feel much better. But not everyone wants to do that. So if you are one of those people, you're scared of being hungry because you don't really know, and maybe you're eating too many carbohydrates, so you are over hungry, or hunger cravings because it's an emergency situation and you're scared of that, you don't want that to happen. What you can do is you can just have maybe a cup of coffee with heavy whipping cream in. That way you are getting something into you energy-wise. So it's just fat. It will not stimulate your insulin. God. And you won't be hungry anymore, or you will be a lot less hungry. And that will sustain you until your next meal. So that's also an option that you can do if you are, missing lunch for whatever reason. So I want you to just start thinking of excuse your brain will come up with on the day for which you have a plan. It will tell you this plan, this of that, and just list them all. Just try to think what has happened in the past when I had the plan. What was I thinking? What did my brain tell me? All these things. Just go through, write it all down, and it's important that you do this. Then you have it on paper and you can plan for them. So by knowing your obstacles, you can use them and plan for the solution. When you have a set plan for what to do in this situation, you can follow it. Now, if you don't have a plan, you will most likely feel confused in the moment and you will think, oh, well, another day tomorrow, I'll do tomorrow. Because at the moment, it feels very real, feel valid, and really sitting down, look at them, plan for what to do when they come up, you already know them, and you can easily go into that solution to avoid going into this trap that your lower brain was set for you. So just it's very, very clear. So you can think about your brain as a little child to the supermarket. There you buy the treats so that they will be quiet and behave. Then one day you decide to stop doing that because we don't want to keep doing that. Sugar is not good. You're trying to quit sugar, so your child shouldn't have sugar either. They're most likely going to have a tantrum where you say that they can't have this treat. And that's fine. This This is how you have to treat your brain as well. Expect your brain to have a tantrum when you're all of a sudden taking this sugar away from it, or not letting it decide to have whatever it wants in the moment. Very few people raise their children the way that they allow them to have exactly what they want, when they want it, right now. If it's a cookie and you say that is enough, you can't have any more. In bed, you'll get the packet of cookies out and you will just eat more because you don't have such restrictions on yourself. It's a bit crazy because you're an adult and you can decide for yourself. You're still deciding exactly the way that your child would decide. Although I think a child would probably not eat the whole packet of cookies, because children, when they are finished, they just leave the food most of the time. So treat your lower brain as your child brain. It only wants what it wants right now. And you just say, no, I'm sorry. We are not having cookies today. However, if I want a cookie tomorrow, I can have one, or I can have 3, I can have 2 packets. But decide, so that you are constantly using your prefrontal cortex to plan. When you're getting used to using your prefrontal cortex to planning, it will become a habit. It will become much more effortless than it probably is in the beginning. You're not going to start arguing with it all of the time like you're probably doing when you start out doing it. You have a plan, you follow the plan, and that is your habit. That's a new neural pathway, and which you want to reinforce. And you can use this in so many areas of your life. You can even use your prefrontal cortex and train it the same way with, for example, exercise. You plan when you go into the gym. You might want to plan what you're doing, and you're just following that plan. Or if you're working at work, you plan what you're going to do. If you know that a lot of things are going to come up, you can plan for these as well. You can have open slot in your calendar where you could put emergencies in, or so that you have space to move things around. But that way you will keep being in control and you won't feel like, oh my God, I'm just reacting to my environment. Because reacting to your environment constantly is what will reinforce this behavior. So once you are in the groove, once you're used to using your prefrontal cortex and following that plan, and it doesn't feel like it's restrictive or you don't feel resistant to it, you just start doing it. That's when you are starting to feel much more freedom in your life and the choices that you can make. And it will feel like, I have chosen this because this is what I want to do and it's good for me. And you will not feel resentful towards that. Whereas in the beginning, you might plan it, and on the day, still, oh my God, I really don't want to do this. I want to do that, or I want to do something else. That's just your brain having a tantrum. Let it have its tantrum and follow the plan anyway. So that was all I had for today, and I thought I was going to be quicker, but thank you very much for watching. If you have any topics or any problems, specific problems that you want me to address and how to deal with those, just leave a comment, and I'll do my best to cover your topic. And if you're watching this on YouTube, please subscribe to the channel, and also scroll down here and find my Facebook group if you want to connect with me further. So thank you very much, and I will see you there. Bye.